Hey everyone, today's project is so easy, but I think it could be like a staple, like something that we could always keep around for those times we don't really know what to put on a page. And I think this is one of those pockets that we might just keep around. It's a little bit different, nothing special, super easy, but it's just triangle pockets. I haven't attached this, but I was just putting it behind to show, and you can stagger, you can keep layering them. I haven't put him on here yet, but I was thinking, it's a great way. They're always, a lot of them are in a sitting position. So it's a great way, like he's sitting on the edge of this triangle. And I don't know, I just thought that that was a great way to show our Tim Holtz pieces. A lot of times, like I said, they're setting, that might work. Um, but I thought I would show you those real quick today. And like I had kind of shown them before. Oh, I must have stuck those in a, here's some I made apparently, and stuck them in a pocket. They need to be decorated. But like these, I embossed them, and I think those look neat. So now you have, 4 pockets here, here, and so on. And then on this one, you have the 2 side pockets, and then I made a little one upside down to make a little pocket in the front. But I mean, there's so many ways to put it on a page. Like, instead of like I was doing it with the 2 pockets, you could do it this way and you would have 1 pocket, or I thought about facing each other. And if you did it close enough, you could probably put a tag in there that wouldn't fall through. You would have enough resistance from it being glued down that you put your tag in. I don't know. Those are just some of my thoughts, but I thought, that's such an easy thing, and you can make it out of anything. You don't have to have a certain size of paper as long as we can make a triangle out of it. So I've grabbed some music paper. I don't use music paper often enough. And you can make big ones. Like I'm going to start with a big one on this. Let's see, I want to do it the other way so my music shows more. And I just did a triangle. I know that this is probably kind of, and then, I mean, you could cut it right there and leave it. If your paper's strong enough, like this one kind of is. So I think I'll just tear it. But on some of the ones that my paper wasn't very strong, I folded up the bottom. I'll show you. So like on that, I'm just going to glue down those sides, and that's one big pocket. It can go on the side, or of course I got around my corners. But like on these, I folded it up instead of tearing it off so that it would be a little sturdier. But let me finish this one real quick. I get ahead of myself. Grab some glue page. And I just used a glue stick. And I'm going to glue some of these down before I start rounding the corners so that it's really dry. Otherwise, my corner rounder doesn't like to work on wet glue. I think I'm feeling kind of anxious and hurrying because I'm fighting the sun today. I had a meeting this morning, so I didn't get to record when I normally do. And the sun is going to start shining on my desk real soon, which I'm proud for the sun. I'm not complaining, just saying as far as videoing, it might take a minute. So I can make a smaller one. Maybe I'll layer these. Let's see what we get. You know what I was thinking this morning? I had an idea that we make so many things through the month, and maybe this is already being done, but what if, do you think it would be fun to like keep one piece of everything you make for the month, and then at the end of the month, let's make something out of those things. Use all, you know, what we had left, the one piece, not maybe what you had left, but one thing, or, you know, embellishments or whatever, and try to consolidate them to make something at the end of the month. I think that would be fun. Meaning, like, not so much like, you know, the decorations, like the doilies and the tags or the tickets or whatever, and put them all together and make something. And I know this is really fast because there just isn't much to it, but I really liked making the one from junk mail. Made this one from a journal page, journal ledger. This is from the inside of junk mail, which I love that. And I did fold it up because some of my junk mail pieces are not the sturdiest. Let me see if I can find another envelope and we'll do one of those. Well, I have some pieces of envelope here, so let's use it. I always have envelope. I just matter if I can find them or not. Which reminds me, I saw Gail's video this morning, and oh gosh, I was so excited because she did some stuff. Let's see, do I want the outside or the inside? Come on, do the inside. She did some stamping, and she used business cards. And I had gotten some at $1, or I'm sorry, a secondhand shop, and I tea-dyed them this past. Let me fold this up first. This past summer, but then I really didn't know what to do with them. So then I just fold this up like this, and you could fold it all the way up, you know, to meet your triangle and trim it down if you have a really, really fragile piece. And then I just trimmed off these before I glued it. Not that it, I mean, doesn't matter the order. Something like this. And then I glue all of these down. And really, you could, if you wanted a hidden pocket, well, not really, that wouldn't be hidden. Never mind. Never mind, that was dumb. So anyway, when I was watching her, I really need to find those business cards because she stamped whole pages, which, why in the world? I've never thought of doing that. That's a great idea. And I'm going to link that video below. I'm sure most of you have seen it because it's a good one. But I'll link it below because there's some really great ideas, stamping ideas. I love to stamp anyway. You know, I'm always stamping a number of some kind somewhere. But I loved that the idea of having so many just in one quick stamp. Plus, I love the idea of not knowing what you'll get. You know, like you stamp them all on those business cards before you tear them. That's fun. Okay, so I think you get the gist of how to do this. You can make them out of absolutely anything. That's the fun part. This one is pretty much dry. This one, maybe it's just cold in here. They feel cold, like they're still wet. But anyway, I'm going to try to... That'd be cool. You'd have all kinds of pockets if you did it that way. Okay, so now I just... Even though, you know, it's kind of hard to round something that pointy, probably what I'll do is do it with my scissors. Do round the top, and then just round this with your scissors. Again, it's easier if you move your papers, not your scissors. And no, they won't be perfect, but they're good enough. You know what I mean? It's a junk journal. So, but I did notice on some of the smaller ones, I could put my end in and it would make it enough of a curve that it looked nice. But on these longer ones, I don't think that's going to work. I'm just going to use it on the top. Well, if I put it in the right slot, there we go. might work on this one. It's a shorter piece. I don't think it will, though. I think I'll just do it with my scissors. But like at the end of the month, use the beeswax pieces. I was thinking of all the stuff that we've done this month that we could add to make an ephemera with it. You know, I think that would be neat. Okay, so now we have these. And I just ink, of course, vintage to ink around. But boy, you sure wouldn't have to, especially if you were making a themed journal, you know, oh gosh, or a nature journal. You could do this in the greens. I like that rough edge at the bottom where it was torn. This is a nice big pocket too. You could put it on the side of a page, which everybody already knows that, but I don't know. It's just looking at it. I think they're fun. I just think they're different. And I really liked embossing them with the machine because it just gives them another little look of something, I guess. Okay. And then, I mean, your music page, I don't know that you really have to decorate it, but so when you glued it to the page, if you did it from a side tuck like this, you could glue down one side and the tip, so that way, of course, if it was on the side, these would probably fall out, so that probably wouldn't be a good idea. But I would put it at the bottom, and then I like to layer them, you know, so you have 4 pockets, or you could do something like this I mentioned earlier. You have your 4 pockets and then one big pocket here, and then you could put one of the smaller ones right here. But I think on some of these that I did in here, I embossed. Yeah, I embossed these. Doesn't that give it a neat look? Because they're embossed with different things, and it just kind of, I don't know, I just liked it. I like the staggered look of it. And again, I think these are great for the Tim Holtz pieces. You know, they could like be sitting like he's sitting on a mountain. You know what I mean? I like that. I think that's your place for them to sit. I like it. I like the idea of it. And I have just pulled out some scrap papers. I wanted to try a piece that maybe, because I was thinking, you know, as long as you had 2 edges that were straight, but really, I don't even think you have to have a straight edge. Let's try this one. So let's say this part over here was torn off. And that's the scrap piece that you had, something like that. And I'm going to keep those, you know. So what I would do, I would just still fold it, just like that whole thing was there. Find, you know, because no one's going to see it, that torn piece anyway. Main thing is try to get them even as you can, meaning horizontal that way. But I mean, they don't have to be. Again, they just don't have to be. You know, you could fold this piece up if your paper was thicker. This would be neat. Look at this. I think this would be cool too. So let's try this one. And that's all rough. Look at that. Doesn't that look neat? So I think I'm going to round my corners before I glue it. That way I for sure get a good rounded edge. Might be able to get that one in there. I don't know. Nah, better just do it with my scissors. And you don't have to round them. It's just my preference. I'm doing a very good job around that, but that's okay. So I'm going to glue this down now. Also going to grab my liquid glue because I want to glue a little bit here on the front. Now that we've done this flap up, I'm going to glue it a little bit here on the front. Well, I think I shoved that whole thing down in there. Huh. That's a shame. Then I'll glue down the back with my glue stick. This would be fun too if you wanted to do it as a hidden pocket and you wouldn't have to glue down, the back. You just fold it and stick it in a pocket somewhere. And you'd have places to open it up and journal. And now that I've took that or tore that little thing off, I can't close that, can I? How dumb is that? Oh well. So now we have this kind too. And so you have a pocket on the front, and when you glue it to your page, you have the two pockets. I like that. That's a neat idea. Isn't it funny how when you're playing with paper, you just can find all kinds of ways to do things? So you would have the two here in the back. And then you'd have a little one in the pocket. What do you think of that? And then, another thing that would be cool is to run this through the die machine, or not even through a die machine. You could just, if you had a square punch, round punch, something to cut out there, and then maybe put, let's see what we can do. Maybe put a picture behind, too, so that when you put your things in, you would see through it. So many things you can do with this. I love it. I think it's a quick, easy way to make a kind of different pocket, but not really too. You know what I mean? And then you can just set him anywhere. He is just sitting on the mountain. Look how tall he is. But anyway, these are plain and simple, but it's the decorating, the stamping that I think brings them to life. Just like on this, all of this I stamped because it wasn't actually on the envelope, and just, made it a cool piece. This was just a blank ledger, and I had some number stamps, so I did some in black and some in red, debits and credits. In the accounting world, usually credits are red. And then I just put a little number there and decorated them up. And I think that, just like on this little fella, I stamped a suitcase and colored it in with some markers and watercolors. Did some stenciling with the, looks like coffee splatters, a little bit of stamping. And this, like I said, this was an envelope. And these aren't decorated yet, but that's what I mean. I think that these are simple and easy, but I think our decoration makes them so much fun, just like on the embossing. I love that. And, when you have pretty scrapbook page, like on these, you don't really have to do anything else. These are my project for today. I hope you like them. I hope you don't think I'm crazy. I hope you like them. I hope you will make some. Ooh, see, you could put the big one in the back too. Put the, I just like it. I just think it's neat. I just think it's a different way than than I've seen. Oh, and I almost forgot, Belinda. Look, in case you didn't see my message, I found it. This is where the ledger stamp comes from. Creative Expressions. It was Sampool, and here's the number. CEC 963, Beautiful Garden. And that's where my ledger stamp comes from. I can't believe I found this. I really can't. I don't throw much away, obviously, but to be able to actually find things is pretty amazing. So I hope you like this project, guys, and we'll give it a try and let me know your ideas. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.